Hello everyone, welcome to Planet Wellness, our weekly Wellness Wednesday here on Facebook. Please say hello if you're watching live and it's hashtag replay. If you're watching on the replay, even if you're watching on YouTube, please let us know when you're watching it so that we can help the video reach a wider audience as well. So today we've got another treat for you right in our organic garden, and you can see it's a lovely sunny day. So I'll pass you over to Ronald. What are we talking about today? Something red?
Just before we go down that road, it always warms your heart when you come outside. It's 23 degrees and we got this beautiful blue sky today.
Just show you the
And
blue
we're almost
sky.
into have a look at the blue sky.
Ooh, wow.
Look at that, eh? Very, very unusual for this time of the year. Usually it's a bit colder. Yeah, beautiful.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful day, and this is a day that you could spend all afternoon in the garden. So what we got to do today, we got you a treat. Now this entire panorama you're looking at now is about nearly 10 square feet, 10 to 11 square feet of raspberries. Okay, listen to that again, 10 to 12 square feet of raspberries. This is one of our main beds in the back.
These are the leaves, by the way.
These are the leaves, right, of the raspberry, which I'll explain about in a minute. And then, so this year, because the weather's been up and down, up and down, up and down, the raspberries have actually been delayed until fruiting. And in about a week from now, we'll show you in a minute, in about a week from now, they will be actually showing red, okay?
Right now you see the fruits not ripe yet.
They're not ripe yet. So we're going to show you some examples of what the raspberry looked like at this stage of their growth, and they're still green. And these are red raspberries, so they will be turning red in about, even if we don't have rain now, I think they already formed, the fruit's formed, and we already see bees are floating around pollinating already, right? And I'm going to show you now the underneath of this particular end of this plant. Have a look at that. Can you see that? Can you see? Look at that. Absolutely. Look, you can see it here. That's the way raspberry is going to be formed. That raspberry there and these ones, they'll go about 3 times that size, right? You can see the little lumps there, like this, showing already. Now, in that spot right there, there's about 20 there, 20 raspberries just here. Now, just from a personal view of a monetary value, that little bit of raspberries there, which is about 20, if you bought that from a supermarket, that would cost you £3.
And ours is organic as well.
Ours is organic, and the supermarket right, often not organic, right? So this particular group of raspberries from one plant alone has got 20 on the end there, but in the whole plant it'll probably have 60. So 60, if you're looking at that per cane of strawberry. Raspberry, I mean. So per cane, 60. So 60 is about 3 punnets. That's £9. And £9, that's £9. And here's the interesting thing. We've got about 50 plants here. We started with one, which I'll explain more in a minute. We started with now we've got close to 60 odd plants at about, say, 50 each. So that's 300 lots of raspberries. 300 punnets, you're talking about £2,000 of income. It's unbelievable. We don't have to pay a thing because we've grown it.
And the good thing is, because when you buy raspberries from a shop, you're buying it from a punnet, it doesn't actually keep very long.
No.
It goes off very quickly.
Yeah,
well, this one you can actually just pluck directly from the tree and eat it.
I've seen, when it's ripened, I've seen Petrina walk in the raspberry patch, and literally in half an hour she's just plucking one raspberry after another, fresh, organic, sweet as, and pop in her mouth like that. And she comes in, she's got all this red thing on her lips like that, and I'm so happy to see that she's enjoying the raspberries, right? Now, so look at that again. Look at the value here. 1 cane alone, right? 1 cane. Now, I'm going to tell you how I started. It might sound a bit expensive at first, but I remember paying about for 4 feet cane, 1 raspberry plant was £16. That was the cost. £16 for a 4 to 5 foot plant, and it was £16, and it wasn't even ripe, So I put it in, and little did I know, 6 years later, we've got close to 60 canes, 60, right? And each cane is going to give us about around 60 types of 60 or raspberries per plant. So you're talking about 3,000 raspberries. That's a lot of money and a lot of time, a lot of value, right? So there's nothing better than picking your own organic raspberries, own organic strawberries, and so on and so on and so on, right? Now, remember, 16 pounds 6 years ago for one. Now we've got 60. 60. How much is that? 1,000 pounds right there. But then on the fruit on top of it, even more, right? Now, this year we're going to do the big cropping back because literally it's become like a bamboo. Where
it does take over.
It's taken over about 2/3 of the bed.
You can have a look again.
Yeah, have a look. Look at that. Have a look at that. It's taken over 2/3 of the main bed. The bed's about 30 feet long. It's taken over 2/3 of it. But so I'm going to, at the end of this season, I'm going to have to prune back quite a bit. But that's okay. You know, it starts again and it grows again. Now, why is it so important? Raspberries are incredibly nutritious, more so than strawberries, more so than blackberries. You know that? Now, the reason why it's so important, number one reason, the raspberry is extremely high in vitamin C. Now, as you all know, I've said often enough, in the human body, you've got 75 trillion cells. Listen to that again, 75 trillion cells. Now, each one of those cells is bonded together like a glue with a substance called collagen. Now, the collagen, you can pay very big money for that. Collagen is the glue that holds your cells together and keeps you alive. Right? Your brain cells, your hair cells, your body cells, all your 11 body systems I've got these 75 trillion cells, and they're the key. The vitamin C is the key to hold the cells together and keeps you alive, right? Just for a bit of an interruption, we just show them the bees. Let's just show them the bee. Just show them that bee there.
Sure you can get it.
Yeah, I think it's just underneath. Here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you
There
see
you
it?
go.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, have a look at that. See the bee? You see it? Here you are.
Trying to. We've got bees in our garden.
Here we are.
So it's
Look at that.
pollinating
Here we are. Here we are. Can you see?
There you go.
There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
There you go. You got him, man.
Yeah.
Now these are the beautiful black and gold color bumblebees. They're loving it. They just come. Look at it. Look at the size of it.
Yeah.
So it's marvelous to see. Marvelous to see. And they of course they're pollinating the raspberries, also pollinating the rest of our flowers. All right. So back to the vitamin C. 75 trillion cells. Every one of those cells requires a bonding of collagen made with vitamin C. That's how you make it. And then that glue holds it all together. So it gives you great skin. It gives you great muscle because everything's tight together. Everything's tight. And you don't get what I call, as you get old, you don't get that sort of creepy skin. Your skin's real alive. So you can see the colour. You can see Petrina. Very much alive. Now, vitamin C, that's number one. Guess what else it's got? It's got vitamin A, which is beta-carotene because of red colour. Good for the eyes as well. Right? On top of that, it's very good for the cardiovascular system. So it helps to prevent strokes, blood pressure, heart attacks, anything to do with that's got problems with your heart. It will help that because of the level of vitamin C it's contained. On top of that, it's got magnesium, it's got calcium, it's got selenium, it's got zinc, and many other factors. Also, one more big factor, 1 cup, I'm talking teacup, 1 teacup of raspberries, it contains 8 grams of fiber. That's a huge amount of fiber because 1 apple, good size apple, is 4 grams. An apple's good for you. So 1 apple is 4 grams of fiber. The raspberry, one cup, but a small cup, like a teacup, is 8 grams. Now, as you all know, I've said it again so many times, we've proven over 40 years of studies, the human body requires 38 grams of fiber every single day. Now, normally, to give you a comparison, to get 20 to 24 grams of fiber, you need 6 apples, 6 oranges, 6 bananas. Right? With 1 cup of raspberries, you've already got 8 grams. 4 cups of raspberries, which we could do here, 4 cups of raspberries gives you 32 grams. You're that close to your target, it's not funny. Of course, if you eat apples, bananas, and plums and so on top of it, you get even more. And this fiber is so critical because people don't realize it. They just do not realize it. When you eat, They're not. It's thoughtless. When you eat, they eat it, and then they need to go to the toilet the next day. But often people, we've seen it so many times, they will eat 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day, and then supper on top of it, and they will, for 4 days, they will eat and they'll go to the toilet on the 5th day. You're supposed to eat today and go to the toilet once at least the next day, at least once, maybe 2, right? So when you take enough fibre, like in the raspberries, it enables you to flush your body of all the rubbish and the waste that shouldn't be there. So the idea is to eat your food, process to your stomach, your duodenum, your intestines, goes in the colon, gets wasted out. Out she goes, right? Yeah, because otherwise it's like an engine that you keep clogging up with waste, and eventually the engine will clog up, and you get quite old quite quickly, right? Now, in addition to all that, it has been known that when you eat raspberries, especially organic raspberries, it's been known to fight a lot of cancers like esophageal cancer, esophagus, lung cancer, brain cancer, thyroid cancer, and so on and so on. All the different heavy-duty type cancers that hit us can be slowed down or stopped by eating enough raspberries and enough green fibres. Now, also the other big factor is, I should mention also, when you look at bees, especially the way we grow organic, when you look at bees, the bees are bringing pollen from other flowers and then pollinating into the raspberries. That means when we pick our raspberries organically like that, we're also getting pollen from other flowers. You see that? So when you get pollen from other flowers, you're getting a tremendous amount of health, right? Now, a couple more things. When you eat raspberries on a regular basis, especially at this time of the year, you will not get the flu. You will not get colds. Now, I personally haven't had a cold for 30 years. No colds, no flu, no viruses, because we're eating things like raspberry. Now, word of encouragement. I would like to encourage everyone, if you've got a patch in garden about 5 square feet, 5 feet by 5 feet, plant about 3 or 4 raspberry canes, and you're going to get a huge crop of raspberries for about 2 or 3 months, right? If you don't, if you've got a small apartment, or if you've got a small balcony or a small windowsill, get a pot about, say 2 or 3 feet wide and round. Get a pot, get some good compost. We personally use Jack's Magic. Use a good compost, put it in, put 1 or 2 canes or 3 canes of raspberry canes, and then give them a good fertilizer like a remin full of minerals and seaweed. And before you know it, you'll have raspberries for 2 or 3 months at this time of the year. So now we're going into autumn, and we're going to get strawberries that are going to benefit us for health and good skin for the next 3 months. So basically September, end of August, September, October, November. So that will prepare our bodies for the amount of vitamin C to get, so that we then go into winter with a cold, not suffering from any colds or flu, any sort of infections.
And also the raspberries is not just the fruit. You can actually use the leaves
to
make tea.
Yes, very good point. Very good point. When you buy raspberries from the supermarket, you don't get the leaves. You just get the raspberry, and often they're quite wet and quite already mouldy. Not good. 2 days later, it's finished. With us, we can pick the raspberry right now, wash it, rinse it, and it's in our mouth within 1 minute. Right? Now, about the leaves, Patrina's got a very good point. Now, we often have people with digestive upsets, with respiratory upsets, and ulcers and so on and so on. So we make a tea for them while they're here. We make a tea with raspberry leaves. Show them.
You can see these are the younger leaves.
That's the younger leaves, and then these ones are
these ones slightly
larger
older.
leaves, and then this one larger again. So when we make tea, we use a teapot. We use 3 raspberry leaves, 3 in a teapot, 3 raspberry leaves like that. We use kaffir lime, Kaffir, kaffir lime leaves, and 8 olive leaves. Like the olive leaves are just above it there. Can you see? We've got 2 olive trees. In fact, we've got 4. We have 2 young ones and 2 old ones. See that? This one's 6 years old, and the other one's 6 years old, and this one's about a year old. Or that. So to sum her up, 3 raspberry leaves, 3 that size, good size ones.
Large leaves.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of the kaffir lime, Kaffir, kaffir lime of leaves, and then so that could be a version of it here. It could be a small version of kaffir lime. See, like that? Can you see it? All right. Now that's very helpful. There's a lot of vitamin C in that. You can see the little bud there for the where the little orange, the little limes are going to be in. See, can you see it there? That's coming up for winter. And then of course the 8 olive leaves. You must put 8 olive leaves because they're smaller. And our olive leaves are really bright green. So when you're combining olive leaves, kaffir lime, and raspberry leaves, you're getting a powerhouse of antioxidants. And then once you've got it brewed for about 8 minutes with hot water, you then pour in your teacup, teaspoon of honey, like Manuka 5+, and bingo. You have 2 or 3 times a day. It helps your digestion. So no waste stays in your stomach. It travels, it digests, it gets better. Tremendous, isn't it? So let us give your feedback and see what happens.
Good. So if you love this video, please give us a heart, like, wow, or care emoji, and do tag your friends as well, so that you can this video can reach a wider audience and they can also learn. And we'll show you again what the leaves look like in case you've missed it.
Yep.
Look how healthy the leaves are. Really fresh.
Yep. And
this really beats like buying, tea leaves from the shop, which are really processed
and dried. Yeah.
And you can see the bees. The bees love our garden here.
Yeah, look at that.
Just one close up.
We get blessed. We get a lot of bees. The big bumblebees. We get a lot of those, and the young ones, and the big ones. They love our garden. They come and forage for the pollen, and they pollinate all our leaves and the trees at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay.
So look forward to hearing from you, and we will see you next week on another wellness tip. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.
And get us some feedback.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.